Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a bit of a shortcut, you could say. Straight to the source.
Yeah, bypassing maybe centuries of interpretation to look at something really foundational and, frankly, quite strange.
We're diving into the Gospel of Thomas, these secret sayings which the living Jesus spoke, all written down by Didymos Judas Thomas.
It's an amazing text. Not like the Gospels you might know with stories and miracles necessarily. This is more like pure wisdom.
Just sayings.
Yeah.
114 of them.
Exactly. Focused on hidden knowledge, gnosis. It's about this immediate personal kind of revelation. Not faith in the usual sense, but like, boom, an inner recognition.
And the stakes are set incredibly high right from saying one, aren't they? It says whoever finds the interpretation.
Right. Finds the meaning of these sayings.
Will not experience death.
It's huge. Not a reward later, but something that happens now, through understanding.
Wow. Okay, so that's the goal. And saying two seems to lay out the path, or maybe the process.
Yeah, it describes this really intense spiritual journey. It says, let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. Pretty straightforward so far.
Okay. Seek until you find. Makes sense.
But then it says, when he finds, he will become troubled.
Troubled, not enlightened or happy.
Troubled first. Then, when he becomes troubled, he will be astonished.
Okay, troubled, then astonished.
And then he will rule over the all.
Troubled, astonished, then ruling the universe. That's quite a progression. Suggests the truth isn't easy or comfortable at first.
Not at all. It shakes you up. It's unsettling, maybe painful, before it becomes liberating. That tension, that's kind of the heart of it.
So our mission today for you listening is to really pull out those core ideas, understand what Thomas means by the kingdom.
Yeah, and the huge importance of self-knowledge, plus some really radical challenges to, what people usually think of as piety or religious duty.
Prepare to have some assumptions maybe flipped on their head. Okay, let's tackle that first big question then. Where is this kingdom? Because if you're expecting, like, a map or a future date.
Thomas says you're looking in the wrong direction entirely. Saying 3 just cuts right through that.
How so?
Well, Jesus says if your leaders tell you, see, the kingdom is in the sky, then the birds. Well, the birds will get there before you.
Right.
If they say to you, it is in the sea, then the fish will precede you. It's this amazing, almost funny takedown of looking for it out there.
So it's not in the sky, not in the sea. Where is it? Saying 3 gives that that kind of tricky answer.
The really key line, the kingdom is inside of you and it is outside of you.
Inside and outside.
Yeah.
Okay, unpack that a bit. How can it be both?
Well, it seems to me it's not just, an internal feeling or a state of mind. That's part of it. But it's also the true nature of reality around you, the world itself. It's just that we're usually too kind of blinded by everyday life to see it.
So the kingdom is everywhere right now.
Spread out upon the earth, as another saying puts it. It's the air, the table, everything. But here's the catch.
There's always a catch.
The condition for seeing it, for finding it, is knowing yourself. Deep self-recognition.
Okay. It connects to the next part of the saying.
Yeah.
When you come to know yourselves, then you will become known.
Exactly. And you will realize that it is you who are the sons of the living Father. Self-knowledge unlocks your true identity and your connection to the divine source.
It's like the key.
It is the key. And the flip side is pretty stark. If you don't know yourselves,
Then what?
you dwell in poverty, and it is you who are that poverty. Lack of self-awareness isn't just ignorance. It's the ultimate form of being destitute.
Wow. That really elevates self-discovery.
Absolutely central.
And this idea that the kingdom isn't coming later, but is here now, gets hammered home again, doesn't it, in saying 113?
Yeah, the disciples ask the classic question, when is it coming? When's the kingdom going to arrive?
And the answer.
It will not come by waiting for it. Rather, the kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it.
So stop waiting. Start seeing.
Pretty much. It's a call to open your inner eyes. Saying 5 sums it up nicely.
Which one's that?
Recognize what is in your sight. Just see what's right in front of you.
Okay.
And that which is hidden from you will become plain to you.
So looking closely at the ordinary reveals the extraordinary.
Something like that. For there is nothing hidden which will not become manifest. The inner work makes the hidden visible. Shows you what was always there.
Okay, so if the kingdom is inside and all around us, just hidden, how does knowing that change, like your actual behavior, day-to-day stuff?
Well, this is where Thomas gets really, really challenging for traditional religious views.
I bet, especially on things like prayer, fasting,
Exactly. Saying 14 hits that head on. The disciples ask, basically, should we do the usual stuff? Fast, pray, give alms.
The pillars of piety in many traditions.
Right. And Jesus' answer is stunning. He says, if you fast, you will give rise to sin for yourselves.
Wait, fasting causes sin. How?
And if you pray, you will be condemned. And if you give alms, you will do harm to your spirits.
Condemned for praying. Harmed by charity. This sounds backwards. Or dangerous even.
Yeah.
How is that supposed to work?
It seems the focus shifts entirely away from the external act to the internal state and motivation. If you're doing these things for show or thinking the ritual itself saves you,
You're missing the point.
you're completely missing the point. And in doing so, you're actually generating negativity or sin because you're reinforcing a false understanding. The real focus has to be internal.
So it's about why you do it, not what you do.
It seems so, and it redefines what defiles a person. It's not about ritual purity rules like what you eat.
Okay.
The text says the danger is that which issues from your mouth. It is that which will defile you. Your words, your intentions, that's where the real purity or impurity lies.
Shifting the burden entirely inward.
Yes, but then, just to make it complicated,
Of course.
saying 27 brings fasting back, but in a different way. It says, if you do not fast as regards the world, you will not find the kingdom.
Fasting as regards the world. What does that mean? Like a metaphorical fast?
Exactly. It suggests it's not about skipping food, but about detaching from the world's systems, its values, its distractions. A kind of inner withdrawal to find that inner kingdom.
That makes more sense in context. Detachment seems key.
Huge. And that detachment goes way beyond just the world. It gets deeply personal.
You mean saying 55? That's a tough one.
It's incredibly stark. To be a disciple, it says, you must hate his father and his mother.
Hate them. Not just leave them, but hate them. And your brothers and sisters too.
Yes. And it connects it to taking up the cross. It's this call for absolute renunciation of, well, the most fundamental human bonds.
Why such an extreme demand? That feels unnatural. How could anyone follow that?
The idea seems to be that those earthly ties, your biological family, anchor you to this world, the temporary world, the poverty we talked about. To find the living Father, the eternal source, you have to sever or at least radically reevaluate those connections to the perishable.
But then, doesn't saying 101 kind of confuse things again?
It does add a layer. It says you must both hate your parents in one sense and love his father and his mother as I do.
Hate and love. How do you square that?
It forces you to think deeper. It seems to distinguish between the biological parents who gave you physical life tied to this world and the true mother who gave me life, meaning the spiritual source. So you hate the attachment to the purely physical, the worldly identity derived from them, but you love the divine principle they might represent, or perhaps love them in a new, detached spiritual way. Your spiritual identity has to come first.
It's definitely complex. This detachment theme really comes through in Saying 42 as well.
Oh yeah, the instruction.
You come past
Don't settle down, don't get attached, just keep moving through the world.
Treat it as temporary.
Yeah.
Which leads right into maybe the most profound and maybe unsettling lines in the whole thing. Saying 56. What does that one say?
Whoever has come to understand the world has found only a corpse.
Found a corpse. The world is dead. That sounds incredibly dark.
And whoever has found a corpse is superior to the world.
Superior to the world because you see it's dead. How is that superiority? It sounds bleak.
Well, think about it differently. It's not bleak, it's liberation. If the world, meaning the whole system, the rules, the ambitions, the material stuff, is ultimately lifeless, a corpse.
Then it has no real power over you.
Exactly. It has no enduring value or life force in itself. Recognizing that frees you from chasing fulfillment within that dead system. You're superior because you're no longer trapped by the illusion that the material world is the ultimate reality or source of life.
Okay, I see. Seeing it as a corpse means you're not bound to its decay. You pass by it.
Precisely. You're free from its grip.
So we've got the kingdom within and without, seen through self-knowledge, requiring radical detachment. Let's shift to the more esoteric side, the transformation needed. How do you actually become someone who can enter this kingdom?
Saying 22 gives some really fascinating and maybe puzzling instructions. It's all about unity, dissolving opposites.
Making the two one?
Yes. It says you must make the inside like the outside, the above like the below. That resonates with other esoteric traditions, the whole as above, so below idea.
Right, inner and outer harmony.
But then it gets really specific. making the male and the female one and the same, so that the male not be male nor the female female.
Merging genders. What does that signify?
It points towards transcending duality, returning to a kind of primal, undifferentiated wholeness. The saying even compares it to becoming like infants being suckled.
Infants? Why infants?
Perhaps representing a state before division, before ego, before the world imposes these categories. Pure potential, pure connection, maybe a state of wholeness.
Spiritual reintegration, getting back to the source before things got split apart.
That seems to be the goal. And speaking of the source, Jesus' descriptions of himself and Thomas are, well, they're cosmic.
You mean saying 77? That's extraordinary stuff.
It really is. He doesn't just say he's from the light or reflects the light, he says.
It is I who am the light, which is above them all. It is I who am the all.
Yeah. And from me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend. It's this incredible claim of being the universal source and substance.
The source isn't just up there, it's in everything.
And it's accessible everywhere. That's the next part, which is so visceral. He says you can find him when you
To split a piece of wood, and I am there.
lift up the stone and you will find me there.
Wow. So the divine isn't separate from the physical world at all. It's literally in the wood, under the stone.
It dissolves that barrier completely. The sacred is immanent right here in the most mundane things.
Now, before we wrap this section, we really have to touch on saying 114. It's difficult, very debated.
Extremely. It's the one where Simon Peter objects to Mary Magdalene being among them, saying basically women aren't worthy of life.
Yeah, a pretty harsh statement itself.
And Jesus's reply is the part that causes so much discussion. He says, I myself shall lead her in order to make her male.
Make her male.
So that she too may become a living spirit resembling you males. What do we do with that today?
It sounds incredibly problematic on the surface. Is saying women need to become men to be spiritual?
That's one reading, but if you connect it back to saying 22.
The making the male and female one.
Exactly. The goal is to transcend these earthly binaries altogether. Perhaps make her male isn't literal, but means helping her transcend the limitations associated with the female role or identity within that specific social world, just as men would need to transcend the limitations of the male role to reach that undifferentiated, unified spiritual state.
So it's about becoming a living spirit beyond gender categories, not literally changing sex.
That interpretation aligns better with the text's overall theme of unity and transcending worldly divisions. It's about spiritual transformation beyond earthly labels for everyone. Still challenging language, no doubt.
It definitely requires interpretation in light of the whole text. Okay, one last thing in this vein. The value of this knowledge. Thomas uses parables, right?
Yes, a couple of really potent ones that drive home just how valuable this gnosis, this self-knowledge, is supposed to be.
Like the wise fisherman in saying 8.
Right. He catches a net full of fish, small ones, but throws them all back.
To kick the one fine large fish.
That one big fish, the true knowledge, is worth more than all the smaller everyday catches.
And the merchant in saying 76.
The shrewd merchant finds one amazing pearl. What does he do?
Sells everything he owns, all his other merchandise.
To buy that single pearl. Because it's unfailing and enduring. This knowledge, this self-recognition, is portrayed as the ultimate treasure worth abandoning everything else for.
What an exploration. If we try to boil it down, the message from Thomas seems to be, well, pretty radical. The path to life isn't about external rituals or waiting for some future event.
No, it's about this deep, intense, maybe even disruptive self-recognition. Knowing yourself is knowing the kingdom.
And it requires this radical detachment, becoming a passerby in the world, seeing beyond its illusions.
Seeing the kingdom that's already here, inside you and outside you, just waiting to be recognized. The whole search turns inward. It's a state of being, not a destination you travel to later.
And that brings us right back to the beginning, literally. Let's end with saying 18. The disciples asked that fundamental question. Tell us how our end will be.
A question we all ask, right? What happens at the end? And Jesus, in typical Thomas fashion, flips it. He doesn't answer directly about the end.
He asks them a question instead.
Yes, a profound one. Have you discovered then the beginning that you look for the end?
Wow. Find the beginning first.
For where the beginning is, there will the end be. The end is contained in the origin.
And the promise.
Blessed is he who will take his place in the beginning. He will know the end and will not experience death.
Back to not experiencing death through understanding your origin, your beginning.
Finding your true starting point reveals your destination and grants life.
So, the final thought for you, the listener, to maybe chew on. If the end depends on the beginning, what beginning in your own life, your own self, needs discovering today? What origin point holds the key to your end? That's your deep dive homework.